Married at First Sight, Season 12, The Reunion Part 2. And when it was Jacob and Haley being interviewed, Kevin Frazier, the host, was really going in on Jacob. I mean, he was going in on Jacob like he had a personal vendetta against him. Kevin Frazier was going in on Jacob like Jacob owed him money. Kevin Frazier was going in on Jacob like he was trying to slide up in Haley's DMs. Kevin Frazier was going in so deep on Jacob that I thought he was trying to be Haley's number 2 husband. Is it just me? I want to talk about it. Let's get into it. It's your girl, Fruitful. Welcome to my channel, The Fruitful Wife. On this channel, you get marriage inspiration, marriage motivation, and you also get TV reviews about what? Marriage. All right, so if that sounds like something that interests you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to join my Fruitful family tree by hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. We are reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 12, The Reunion Part 2. And I mean, basically, the Reunion Part 2 was a whole bunch of backpedaling. It was a whole bunch of backstroking. It was a whole bunch of, I didn't really say that. I didn't mean it like that. It came across wrong. I mean, it was just a whole bunch of that. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Chris did what Chris does by, of course, leaving and not finishing the rest of the reunion, which honestly, I don't blame him. You know, everybody was like, no, he should have been here. He should have been here. He should have answered for himself. He should have explained himself. Why? I mean, he ain't no mentor. He ain't no influencer. He ain't nobody that anybody is looking up to. Even if he would have said what you wanted to hear, it still wouldn't have changed our opinions about him. Why did he need to stay? I mean, unless it was to finish collecting his coin, which, you know, of course, I would have stayed for that because we, you know, everybody, the Mobs Nation already despises Chris, right? So, I mean, we're already there. There's nothing that he could have said or done to reverse that or to change that. There's nothing that he would have said that would have made us say, oh, that makes sense. We get why you acted like a complete fool and jerk on this season. I mean, so why did he need to stay? But let's get to Jacob and Haley because I found it extremely interesting that Kevin had a lot to say to Jacob about his relationship with Haley. And, you know, he kept on saying, you know, we are so tired of hearing you say, Jacob, that she just didn't like you. We are so tired of saying that, of you saying, you know, that she didn't want to wear the bracelet. I mean, he went in on him, did he not? I thought that it was very interesting. Because even the experts who were interviewed later in the reunion part 2 wasn't really feeling what Kevin was saying either. I mean, Kevin, you know what? It seemed to me because Jacob, for the most part, has been very, right? He's been very monotone, very even keeled. It seemed like Kevin wanted to see Jacob pull a Chris, right? It seemed like Kevin was like, oh, let me see if I can just throw these questions at him. Boom, 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 boom. If I can like really interrogate him to the point where he just kind of, just loses it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it seemed like. It seemed like it was a tactic to kind of get Jacob back to how we saw him in the beginning of the season when him and Haley came back from Vegas, and he was like cussing at Haley and was like, this is BS and all that kind of stuff. So that's what it seemed like Kevin wanted out of Jacob, because honestly, if I would have been rejected that many times by my spouse, who I really don't know anyway. It's different if you've built that love, if you've built that chemistry connection, and then someone maybe falls out of love with you, even though I don't believe that. I don't believe in falling in and out of love. So let me rephrase that. If someone chooses that they don't love you anymore and, you want that old thing back, then of course I can see you kind of just doing whatever, moving heaven and earth to try and, restore that love. But he didn't even know the woman. And then, of course she didn't accept his type of love language. And, we can't say that it's doing stuff, because Haley is like, doing things for me, acts of service and receiving gifts are, my love language. But we see what she did with the bracelet, right? And then was petty with her mama about it. So, not that I think Jacob is blameless in the situation. I really don't. I don't think that Haley is 100% at fault, but I will give it a 70-30. 70% belongs to Haley, 30% belongs to Jacob. So it was just interesting, but Jacob just said, I'm telling you guys, Haley despised me. And he said that Haley wouldn't even stay at the house, that Haley would leave for the night and then come back in the mornings and then would turn it on for the cameras. So if what Jacob is actually saying is the truth, then what exactly was he working on if she wasn't at the house? Of course, she has a job, so she's working. And then she'll come, film, and then she'll leave for the night. And then she'll come back in the morning, film before she goes to work, right? So I just, I'm like, well, Kevin, what would you? And I guess Kevin is like, I wanted you to light candles and lay rose petals. And I wanted you to hire a violinist to play soft and, romantic music. And I wanted you to sweep her off of her feet. I guess Jacob could have done that. And then he'd probably be even more upset because Haley just didn't want him. She just didn't want him, guys. And so on the reunion, the men also got to do like a men's circle, a fellow circle, whatever you want to call it, where Kevin kind of interviewed them individually. And it's interesting to me because they say that they talk a lot. They have a really strong group text. And then they said that Ryan is Mr. Personality. So we know for a fact that if that be the case, Ryan has been on mute, giving us his alter personality this whole season. Really? Ryan is Mr. Personality? That's very interesting. They called Jacob the jokester. They said that Eric was really the calm, chill one. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is how Vincent is explaining it to Kevin as the personalities. And I could see Jacob with his sarcastic humor. And Jacob made a smart comment like, Yeah, they get my humor. And the other wives get my humor too. I guess it's just Haley that doesn't, honey. And then this man done blocked her on all social media. He is over it. He is over it. You hear me? And so I just found it interesting that Ryan is the one with the personality, because obviously he been putting on for the cameras, because I saw no personality. I saw no, and I mean no personality. Okay. So, yes, then they brought all the couples together and they were kind of interviewing them. And Kevin wanted to get the other couples' opinions on, the interview where Virginia and Eric met with Pastor Cal. Yeah. And kind of wanted to know what they thought about her, not having to check in, wanting to be able to sleep on her guy friend's couch. And, what I guess I understand, that these people are close now. By their words, they hang out, they do trips together, they do all of this stuff. So now they're out to protect one another instead of being truly honest. You're not gonna get the honesty, you're not gonna get the real unless you're looking behind the scenes at a hidden camera, where the husband and wife were talking. But honey, they defended Virginia, you know what I'm saying? But really, we know that there are not many people who are okay with their spouse passing out drunk anywhere. First of all, how are you ready for marriage and still passing out drunk? I know that there are people who drink. I know that there are people who do that, whatever. But why are you married and still think that passing out drunk is all right? Passing out drunk on your mama couch, passing out drunk on your guy friend's couch, passing out drunk on your girlfriend's couch, passing out drunk on your pastor's couch. I don't care who couch it is. I'm looking at the fact that you still passing out. 26 is not that young to me. Maybe because at 26, I'd been married for going on 4 years. I had 3 children. I was living the married life. And not once did it ever cross my mind that on occasion, even on occasion, is too much. But, I've already shared that with you guys. Those of you who are my Fruitful family, y'all already know we talked about this. But, Claire was like, well, I'd rather, Ryan pass out drunk on one of his friends' couch instead of, drive home drunk. Claire, you'll say anything to make sure that Ryan stay with you. Because ain't no way, I know for a fact that Clara ain't down for Ryan passing out on one of his girlfriend's couches. I bet she will send somebody to get him. Even if she on call on a flight, she'll send her daddy, her mama, somebody to come pick Ryan up and bring him home. But, that's what they did for the reunions. You know what I'm saying? Other than how they spoke about Chris, they dragged Chris for filth, rightfully so. I'm not even against that, but I guess now that they're close, you're not going to hear their honest opinions about what they would do in their own specific marriage. What you heard was a lot of this. And Virginia had the audacity to say, I was talking about when I was single, not what I would do when I was married. If that was the case, then you would have said that when you were being interviewed or when you were counseling with Pastor Cal. You would have said that then. You didn't mean that. You did. That's not what you meant. But y'all have looked at yourselves for this season. Y'all see that y'all look like complete fools in a lot of instances. And, y'all are backpedaling. Even with Eric, Eric was like, I saw how I looked. I saw I was controlling. Yeah, Eric, you need to adjust some of the way that you say things. You need to adjust how you convey your feelings, thoughts, emotions. You need to adjust that. But yeah, even he said, you know, I didn't mean permission and all of that stuff. So I guess that's where they're at, right? I guess that's what you want when you go through an experience or any type of experience. You know, you want to learn about yourself. You want to learn from your mistakes. And so, you know, basically it was a whole bunch of backpedaling. But what I do like, which is my first time seeing, is the experts on a reunion. Shout out to the Bald and the Beautiful, who also review Married at First Sight, because before they did that, they interviewed Dr. Viviana and asked, could they do that? And they did it, which I think is awesome, to kind of hear after the fact what they thought. What I love about them is, you know, they were really honest about Chris. And, you know, they was like, he slipped under the radar, y'all. He slipped under the radar. You know, with Jacob and Haley, you know, they even showed a clip. Haley didn't even want to hold his hand. Haley refused to kiss him, all of that kind of stuff. And Dr. Pepper was like, she's pretty cold. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cold. Dr. Cal kind of wanted to stand up for Haley. It seems like the men were really standing up for Haley, Kevin, as well as Pastor Cal. But Dr. Vivian and Dr. Pepper were kind of standing up for Jacob. But, you know, both Jacob and Haley have some issues. I just think that Haley ain't ready for no relationship. And Dr. Pepper kind of alluded to that. She was like, I don't know if anyone will meet her standards. So, you know, I mean, that's what she wants. It is what it is, right? What did you guys think? I thought that Kevin was a little extra when it came to Jacob. And I wanted to see that energy when it came to Chris. I mean, yeah, he asked the tough questions or whatever, but he did not drag Chris for filth like he drugged Jacob. And I was like, where was that energy for Chris? We needed to see more of that for Chris. I guess, you know, Kevin was afraid of Chris and thought he was going to get that smoke, which I don't believe Chris got any smoke to give, but whatever. You know, so that was my take on the reunion part 2. Comment down below and tell me what you think. It wasn't as good as the first part. And do y'all know that we still got another episode next week? We're going to keep on rolling. As long as it's on, I'm going to give y'all my take and give y'all my review, okay? All right, I love you guys so much. Thank you for rocking with me. If you made it to the end of this video, I want you to say, chill, Kevin. Chill, Kevin. Chill, Kevin. Oh, yes. And if you made it to the end of this video and you have not subscribed yet, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please subscribe. All right, I love you guys. And until next time, be fruitful and multiply. Bye.